Steeler Nation, welcome back to the Steeler Wade Show. My name's Jake Wade. Tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about Mason McCormick and how that pick affected maybe Pants. You know what I'm saying? So if you would like the video, and please share. I appreciate all your shares. Tonight, we're going to have to do this podcast by the book. By the book. Why? Because I cannot see. And I cannot write on the big board. So, if you would stay with me, the first time that I heard about Mason McCormick in this draft period was Matt Williamson had done his first mock draft. Matt Williamson from DK Sports is like super professional, and for him to do a mock draft and just pour out like that was kind of cool. And this is his first one. He mentioned him, so I like Matt Williamson a lot, so I had to check it out. So I went and I looked at a bunch of tape. Usually when I'm looking at tape, I'm looking at like this one site that just says like do a barrel roll, where I get to watch a lot of offensive line play. You know what I mean? And so I watched a lot of his stuff, and I wasn't all that impressed. Okay. I'm not trying to lose you here, Steeler Nation. I'm not a piss poor, it's a great pick, whatever. I'm just saying, at that point, I was not that impressed. You know what I mean? So, maybe because when he was doing this in his mock draft, he was looking at him as a potential center. Maybe he was thinking he was going to still land a free agent for whatever, but I was just not gonna let my heart go out to a whole new Kendrick Green thing. Not yet. There's way too many quality centers out there. Way too many. It was gonna be just, I had talked about the tackle class being bloated, so that has to mean that the guards got to be more bloated. So that's definitely got to mean that the center class is going to be more bloated. You know what I mean? So I knew that. I just dismissed it, But then the fourth round came, and we all already have heard all these podcasts say the same thing over and over, who we missed out on, or what could have been, or what should have been. Always remember that should is a bad word. Way worse than the F word. Fraternizing. But when I did see the pick come through, it did kind of change me. Like, it was a cool first 3 rounds for me. I mean, it was like, I know everybody was like peeing their pants about Steeler Nation. That's cool, man. I am happy that everybody is loving this draft. I'm happy that people think that Omar Khan has done a great job. I am very happy for that. Feel good about it. They talk about all like these outside people rating our draft. Like who gives a F you? I got an F and a C, and I got a K2, and all it's missing is a B like you. Who cares what those people say? They get paid to entertain. You know what I mean? And so I don't care what they. I mean, it sounds good, But when we ended up drafting Mason McCormick, it shifted my gears. Because, like I've talked in this podcast, that I thought a little bit more so, maybe it was through my own heart and wishes and things like that, about having Omar Khan go into this draft like maybe he was going to like be a Super Bowl, like he could represent the AFC in 2 years, kind of a deal. When he picked Mason McCormick, Steeler Nation, that's not what he is. Not what he's doing. He's not looking at going to the Super Bowl in 2 years. by the book. He might be going to invest for winning the Super Bowl in 3 years. And in 4 years. And in 6 years. One of the neatest things, another reason that gave me calmness through the signing of Mason McCormick in the 4th round. Because it's not who I wanted. I have nothing against it. I mean, awesome, right? I'm going to let you, if you can have the nerve to stick around to the end of this video, I'm going to give you some really harebrained idea. I mean, you're going to love this stuff. I promise. It'll be an idea. You'll be like, one of the coolest things that I have ran across since I've been doing this podcast and learning more about football is there are these group of men that become elite as an offensive line. We've had examples of them with the Steelers. The Cowboys have had these. The Vikings have had these. There's been teams where the organization has decided to have, or through injury, these men have grew up together through 3 years. You know what I mean? Here and there through 4-year draft contracts and things like that. Second contracts. And when I saw that, I talk a lot about being prepared to replace Daniels. Even if you're not going to replace him, be able to replace him enough that he signs a little cheaper. With the Mason McCormick pick, it also, because Troy can be, sorry, I know everything's supposed to be lovely and set with bookends, but Troy can replace Daniels at guard if things get squirrely. On the left side, put Isaac back on his right side where he's supposed to be. Things got squirrely. You trade off. I mean, just saying. You know what I mean? I am excited about them picking him at that. It shows a lot of confidence and investment. Even with all the hoopla and things like that about the draft, literally, the Steelers are still going to be very fortunate to win a playoff game. These other teams have had the coaches and the quarterbacks and of all these different AFC teams. It's just, I said it before last season, if we could finish 3-3 in the season, we have a darn good chance of winning a playoff game. So we finished 5-1 and we didn't, but it's not a round ball and it bounces differently. You know what I mean? So, it's, yes, we can get excited about the talent, but our talent is not necessarily mature. Like when they talk about a high ceiling, it's not like Broderick is still a youngster. Remember when Tomlin called him an infant last year? I thought he's just, these men are young. The one thing about Frazier is that even if he doesn't get the start, I hope he doesn't start. To be honest with you, I truly, 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 truly hope they do not ask Zach Frazier to start. 3 games. Minimum. Minimum 3 games. I would like to have 6. Minimum. That's personally. Before Zach Frazier starts. The thing that sucks about that is all Steeler Nation's going to get all, wow, why don't they see the thing in him? This and that. I don't care. I hope they have just a solid-ass plan because I do not want to wait another 6-8 weeks for the running game to get going. I don't. I do not. I'm not all that concerned about pushing all these rookies up in the line. I hope Steeler Nation just they won't be quiet. Oh, got it. But that's what I'm talking about being mature later. One of the cool things also about the Mason McCormick pick is that it is obvious with Zach Frazier and Troy, which could be an outstanding guard. An outstanding guard. I mean, not just like trying to tackle, that's cool, it's all great, but I mean, he could be like a wicked guard in 2 years. Wicked refrigerator door. I'm just saying, And now you have this 4th round pick. All 3 of these men, plus Spencer Anderson from last year, are all behind Isaac and James Daniels. Now they have decisions to make. I don't know. It's oh, isn't that nice? Being part of the Steeler Nation. That's the it's the greatest in the world. Press like if you would. Currently, as it stands, I think it would be very hard for Mason McCormick to get ahead, which is going to make Steeler Nation poop their pants. They're just going to be like, why? Like the first sack that's given up by Isaac or Daniels, they'll be like, put in Mason. No, dude. Can you imagine? Dumb, dude. Mason. I don't want to relive that dumb shit. Poop. All right. So I told you that I had a crazy idea. Want to hear some dumb shit? I'll give you some dumb shit. But you gotta press like first. Check it out. Hey, have you really when I watched his tape, like his IQ, okay, I'm gonna postpone what I said. His IQ is like 70% or something. Like they say he has high IQ. When I look at the tape, the only tape I can really look at is offensive line, defensive line tape. It's the only thing I think I know what I'm doing. You'll see when you watch these things, you'll see like he's only like offensive linemen will get past their position and then they'll get out into the secondary. Mason McCormick was only he was like 70% good. Like 30% of the time, he'd get lost in headlights. And I'm not counting where the play was going to a different direction. You know what I mean? And basically, it's kind of good. If you watched a lot of stuff, if you're good 7 out of 10 times, that means you've watched, say you've watched, 75, 95 snaps, like 2 games, 3 games. You know what I mean? And he's only been, you see him out there, these offensive linemen, but when he does connect, it's solid. So what I'm trying to tell you is, when I hear some dumb shit, is that remember last season that tomfoolery that the Steelers did with putting Kendrick Green, trying to pitch him off, for him out as a fucking fullback, as a freaking fullback, Look at that mother. Last season, when I watched New England stuff they would use Landon Roberts as a fullback. I was excited. I love me a fullback. I love me some formation. The smash. And I really got excited about being able to see something like that with all the injuries that happened last year. There's so much responsibility. There's no way they were going to ask Landon Roberts to do some trickery like that. But now we got Mason McCormick. Look at that guy. Look at him and tell me that he would just not smash a tight end eliminating safety brought in or a corner. You know what I mean? If he has a designated area, he will find it. And he is explosive and strong. Even if you were able to use him 3 games, 3 plays a game. You know what I mean? And let one of them be a run. That's that play action. I'm really looking forward to this Arthur Smith's offense. And I'm really looking forward to a lot of great things. Mason McCormick looks like he's going to be a fun project. I don't know what the Steelers have in store, but I hope that it is good times for you and me. Folks, have a great night. AMF Steelers.